What's up? It's the Brunch Breakdown. Dee out here in Los Angeles. Chris and Dan are in Pittsburgh. Today on the show, we've got a great show. I can't wait. We're going to be talking seance kits from Sam Adams and what three things would bring us back to life. None of us are dead. We're talking to you right now, but we're going to talk about that in a bit. TikTok's gone. Gonna chat about that. We got some great things in Brunch Court that I can't wait to get to. We got beer, we got music, we got all the things. It's the Brunch Breakdown. Let's go.
Where can you find us? Everywhere, people. Well, we'll get to that momentarily. Everywhere you can find the audio podcast. The podcasts are available. You can find the Brunch Breakdown. New episodes come out each and every Wednesday. Hit follow or subscribe wherever you prefer to listen. The episode comes straight to you. Simple as that. We also have full video episodes. We got a Brunch Court today, so you want to get your eyes on the program. Okay, so where you can find those videos is YouTube, Facebook, and Spotify. Those also come out on Wednesdays, but more specifically, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, but of course on demand anytime you would like to watch or watch back after that. This is where it gets a little tricky. We used to be everywhere on social media. Facebook, X, Instagram, Threads, Triller, and now the list ends there for now. TikTok, we'll get to that. But everywhere else, at Brunch Breakdown, simply do that. And then, of course, we give you what we're listening to each and every week. We put that into a beautiful playlist for you. We call that the Sounds of Brunch, and it gets updated exclusively to Spotify every Friday. Tell Siri, tell Alexa, tell anybody but TikTok, play me the Sounds of Brunch.
Oh man, sad day. Well, anyways, let's get some random things off our chests. Chris, you weren't here last week. Get it?
Okay. But before I dive into the explanation here, I want to pose a question to you guys so you can think about it and give me an answer after I'm done talking. Sound good?
Love it. Love it.
Let's go.
Okay. Curious to know if you guys have ever observed in your marriages thus far, if you're like pretty sure that your wife is setting you up for failure. Okay. Because I'm getting more and more convinced. This really started at the beginning of the holiday season, and now that we're like fully into January and moving into the new year, I'm convinced that my wife is setting me up to look like just an absolute dumbass in public, and maybe even on the internet, because she obviously knows I post a lot of content. I think you boys know, a lot of people know, am not officially diagnosed as colorblind, but I have lots of problems seeing colors. I feel like I don't need to go to a doctor to tell me that, like, I've been wrong about this shit before. My wife this holiday season bought me clothes that are only colors that I am not able to identify. Okay. And so I think she's playing a very secret game that only she's aware of. Maybe she's told other people of, like, let Chris dress like a clown and then go out in public and be mocked by the townspeople. I think that's what's happening. Okay, I don't do good with like browns, tans, greens, like basically any colorway that is, if you go on the color wheel and you're like, oh, this one and this one, they're in the same quadrant of the color wheel. I'm not going to be able to know exactly what that color is. And so, like, that's one problem. But then when you wear a color, there are typically associated colors that go with that color. But if I can't figure out what the color is, how do I tack the other thing onto it? I don't know what I'm supposed to wear anymore. And like, fashion is not a big part of my life. You guys know this. I am like normally wearing a pit shirt, joggers, and then some other athletic wear, but like that's what she's buying me. And so even the wardrobe items that I'm comfortable choosing, now I'm having trouble figuring out what goes together. And so I think my wife's resolution is to make me look like a dumbass in public as much as possible. And I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. And yeah, that's just something that's becoming clear to me here in 2025 so far. I don't know how to stop it because I can't figure it out. And then I keep asking her, like, what do I wear with this? And then she gives me answers that don't sound right. Like I think she's really trying to sabotage me. But then again, I have no fashion sense. So I don't know. I just don't know what's happening. If you guys see pictures of me and it looks like I need help, I need you guys to help me. Okay. And I'm curious, are there any other avenues in your marriages thus far where you've been like, you know, that Siobhan, that feels a little bit fishy, right? Like Shannon, I'm gonna have to ask you a few more follow-up questions on this one. Like, do you guys have any experiences with that so far where your wife is very clearly trying to make you look like a fool?
Uh, Chris, it's like you have to send us a fit check to the Brunch Breakdown
Yeah, hit up your boys.
group chat.
Be like, do I look like I'm going on a safari? Because I can't tell these earth tones. I can't tell if I look like an idiot.
I
Earth tones are kissing me.
I would so rather look like a clown in public than send you guys fit check videos every morning. Like that is more humiliation to me than anything else that could happen.
God,
You're right, because we would start messing with you too. It would just be.
I don't trust you guys with this.
Chaos. At first, we'd probably be honest, but then after a while, we would be like,
yeah,
this is too fun.
I trust you guys with a lot, but there are certain like low hanging fruit things where I'm like, no, they would just do that to fuck with me. So I don't trust you guys at all. Not on this one.
Because honestly, dude, the first time you sent us a OOTD, Chris is like hashtag OOTD, give me the outfit of the day. I would definitely send it to every single person that we know. I would 100% like I'd screenshot it and send it to every single person that we know. I'm like, dude, this is amazing. We're getting fit checks from Chris. You think you're sending them just to us, and like everyone is getting them. Every single person that we all know is getting them.
Yeah.
And then they show up on all of their Instagram stories and they're tagging me, and I'm like, no.
Yeah. Like, dude, everybody's wearing green, orange, and brown nowadays together. It's classic. It's a classic look.
That's what I'm worried about.
Oh my. Well, it's funny you say that because one thought that I had was fashion, but I don't think it's like I'm being purposely sabotaged. I feel like sometimes my wife will just be like, yes, that looks good, to just get me to stop asking if something looks good, or like just buy it. Stop like spending so much time in this store. It's like she'll either be, I'm like, are you sure? And she'll be like, yes. I'm like, hey, you didn't sound really sure there. I think I'm gonna go change my shirt. Like, I think that's where it is, where she almost just is like, you're gonna look like an idiot if you want to. I'm not gonna tell you if something. It's very rare where she'll be like, that doesn't look good. You should go put on a different shirt. So I have to like really dig into it sometimes and be like, are you just trying to get me to go faster and not ask you more questions? You just want me to shut up? Like, feels like that happens often. So yeah, ironically, fashion, I think that's part of it for me. Yeah.
2 for 2.
Where my wife sets me up for failure is Siobhan just assumes the result of certain things. So like, it'll be something with the kids, or maybe not, but I'll use the kids as an example. So like, we have play dates. People come over here, we go over places, whatever, like people come over. And also we have really close friends whose kids just show up, right? Because like they're tight, whatever. Like Anaya like lives here sometimes. Like she's just one of the homies at this point. And so I'm like, so Siobhan will be like, oh yeah, like Anaya's coming over. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. So is Elizabeth dropping her off, or is Elizabeth staying? I don't know. And I'm like, well, I need to know that. Or it'll be something about like something with school, and it's like, oh yeah, she has to bring like snack of the day for kindergarten or whatever. And I'm like, well, who's going to carry that in? She has like 24 oranges. Can't exactly put that in her backpack. And like Saoirse can't carry 24 oranges. She's like, they'll figure it out. And I'm like, what do you mean they'll figure it out? Like, I can't go past a certain point of the school. I can't go past the gate. So like, how's it going to get there? She's like, I don't know, but I told them they're bringing oranges, so get it there. And so I'm like irrationally nervous as I walk her to school or as I'm in these situations because like she just assumes that everything is fine, that like everybody will get it. And she's right most of the time, but it really bothers me that like there's not one other question asked. It's like, how are we doing? That's the last question. I'm like, I just need one more question asked. She's like, Dan, you're crazy. And I'm like, what? No, I'm not. Like, I need to know what I have to do in this situation. When I go up and with 24 oranges with a 6-year-old, and like, what do we do here? Like, are they just gonna end it? Because I'm like, it's like Saoirse forgets things all the time. She's very much so like her dad. So like, she's just gonna put them down at the basketball court and then just like forget them there. How are they gonna get to the classroom? I don't know. They're gonna get there though, Daniel. I don't know. That's how she sets me up for failure. It's just by not asking the last question. It's just like all the questions up to the thing that we have, and then nothing after that. I'm like, okay, cool.
You got to run those through like TSA. You're just there, and you're like, I can't go past this point. Here's 24 oranges. Don't say anything. Take these to your destination. Don't answer any questions. Just go. Nothing sus here at all.
Well, this is nice to know that you guys deal with something similar.
Oh yeah.
But again, if you see something that
Say something.
yeah,
You see something, say something.
That's it. That's it. See something, say
Simple.
something. Brunch. That's all.
Yeah.
Thank you, boys.
God.
Yes.
Thank you.
Dan, get it off your chest.
Oh man, hard to segue away from that. Beautiful.
That was nice.
Well, it's been a rough couple of months, I'd say. I know this isn't sports brunch, but this needs to come off my chest immediately. Rough couple of months for our football teams here in the Steel City. Chris, you've well explained your frustration with our Pitt Panthers. Because things started off incredible this fall, better than anybody could have imagined between our beloved Pitt Panthers and our Pittsburgh Steelers. Both teams started off their seasons a combined 17-3. 17-3. Bliss. Halloween was approaching. Life is good. We're in the peak pumpkin spice season. Beautiful. Pitt undefeated. Steelers 10-3. We're back. We're back. We're a football town. Let's go. However, things went quickly south. Those teams combined to finish 0-10. 0-10 from that point on. 0-10. Just brutal beyond belief. This has been such a painful endeavor. And I'm still very upset about all of it, as you can tell, which is why I have to do this here today. You know, we're recording this and we're still in the midst of the NFL divisional round, but screw the Baltimore Ravens, screw Lamar Jackson, screw every Harbaugh, all of them, even the old man, okay? But especially you, John. I hate that team so much. So much. And I hope they lose tonight. And if they haven't, I hope they lose. And I just hope they lose. I hate that team so much. They drive me nuts. And it was even worse that I had to get like the AFC North was on mid-season Hard Knocks. Just more And now I got to go 7 months like hating football, being sour on this until late summer, and I get excited again and get my hopes back up. And we do this all over again because that's just football in this time nowadays. And I need a break from football. I do. I'm not going to stop watching it. I promise you. But
well, then what are you talking about?
I don't know what to do here. Help me. I need help. Very, very frustrated with it right now, and our teams, and it hurts. It hurts. 0-10. 0-10 is how we finished, and I can't even say go Lions because they lost. So screw you, football. Screw you.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that the hockey team is like incredibly average, probably not going to make the playoffs, but will like string you along and then not make it. The Pirates are the Pirates.
I'm excited for Pirates baseball. It's January, and I'm excited for Pirates baseball.
No,
I'll
you're
just
not.
like that's sad. That's
No,
sad. That's all I have to look forward to is a start every fifth day from Paul Skeens, and that's it.
You don't even have me and Didi are really gonna have to work on you, Dan, because that's not you. You should not have any emotions
Yeah.
wrapped up in that situation. Um, and then like Pitt basketball was like 12-2. They
Oh.
lost their last 4 games.
Same thing's happening there. Yeah.
Yeah, but the women's volleyball team was in the Final Four, and then they lost. Yeah,
Brutal.
it's not been great. And I don't know what to tell you, Dan. I think it's going to be a lot of the same next year too. I don't know what to
Yeah.
tell you.
I'm not super motivated by anything right now or encouraged. So,
I think a lot of people are getting into like sports you would watch on the Ocho. You know?
okay.
Yeah.
I could get into some of that. I mean,
I did hear that there's going to be a pro beach hockey documentary coming out. So
don't tease me.
I'm serious. Yeah, you could look forward to that.
Okay,
You know, there's always
is
Joey
very
Chestnut eating contests.
Yes. It's WrestleMania season. The Royal Rumble's around the corner. I got that.
I don't know what to tell you though. I don't.
This is very sad.
Yes.
I don't know. I like West Virginia is basically already in the NCAA tournament. They've beat like 4 ranked teams, 2 in the top 10. I feel good about that. Notre Dame's in the national championship game tomorrow. They're gonna get boat raced, but I mean, we there. Yeah, I can't relate. I think Dion's not gonna let the Browns draft Shador or Travis Hunter, so like that's good. For everyone. Yeah, I just can't relate. But the thing that I'm surprised about, guys, is that you guys aren't happy after the Lions lost. Because if it tells you anything, that like you should be happy that you're kind of just like stuck with everyone else. If you don't have one of those guys, which Jaden Daniels is officially one of those guys, if you don't have one,
Yep.
you're just gonna get to the playoffs and lose. And it's not your fault. It's just the fact that like you don't have Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes. You don't have them. And like next year, what are you gonna do? You got Russell Wilson. That's no different than Sam Darnold. He's gonna lose. Ain't no different than Baker Mayfield. Ain't no different than any of these guys. It's the same. It's Jared Goff. Who like what? The Lions were never going to the Super Bowl because Jared Goff's their quarterback. I don't know why people just didn't get that this year. It's like, guys, they'll go whatever the record is and then they'll lose because they have Jared Goff. And like, until you get one of those guys, you're not going to go anywhere. And so I feel like every NFL team should be happy about the Lions result because like, you guys know that you're just like everybody else. It's fine, And then when you get a chance to get one of those guys, if you ever have a chance, you just can't mess it up. And like, it stinks that the Steelers just aren't going to be that bad. They're never going to be that bad until they hire Matt Eberflus. Well, the thing is, you want to go through. It's like
if you're not,
you want to go 3-14.
No, if you're not going to do that? If you're not going to do that, then you need to understand that T.J. Watt doesn't win Super Bowls, and you trade T.J. Watt to a team where you can draft a guy like Shedeur Sanders.
That's fine.
Yeah, you have to find a way to move up in the draft or acquire one of those guys, and they have no history or interest of ever doing that.
Yeah, I mean,
which is what's frustrating.
As good as TJ Watt is and like getting 20 sacks a season, like we still gave up how many points to Baltimore? The offense didn't score 20 points in like 8 straight games. Like, you have to score points.
Yeah, I just felt like I thought you guys would come in, this little
long off season. Off season.
Feel better about it.
Eli Holstein, baby. Year 2. That's all I'm going to think about for the next 8 months in sports. Because
that's all we have.
There's nothing else.
Frankly, that's all we have.
Yeah, no pressure.
Yeah. So. And the Penguins are basically like the Lakers. They just got a bunch of old dudes. They're led by an old guy who isn't dead yet, but still not the same as he was 10 years ago. And we kind of can't get rid of him because, it's LeBron James and Sidney Crosby. Yeah. So that's what you got to do. Yeah.
Our goalie scored a goal, though.
I saw that.
And an assist. First time ever in the same game. Goal and assist. Congratulations, Ned.
He can't stop a puck to save his life, but he could throw it down the ice.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, boys. I got to get this off my chest. Be really quick. I realized that Disneyland and Disney World are the worst parks for children. They just are. We went to Legoland last weekend. Got away, went out there, and it is the most superior park for children. Like, They have okay, so they have basically it's set up in like I think like 5 different sections in Legoland. And in all these sections, they have these humongous themed playgrounds where your kids play in these playgrounds and don't have to wait in line. They play in the playgrounds, and then when your number, whenever your QR code comes up on your phone, okay, that's when you go to the ride and you don't wait as long. You don't have to sit there and wait in line for 60 minutes at Legoland like you do at Disneyland. Everything is set up for kids. And then I realized, I love Great Wolf Lodge, love it so much. Set up for children. Like you go to all these places and they're meant for children. Disneyland is meant for adults. Disney World is a park for adults. It's not for children. Like you take children to those places, and I'm not saying it's not beautiful. And you take the picture around the castle and you do all this stuff, and they're so happy to see Elsa and whatever. But all the other stuff leading to that is adult shit. Like it's not for kids. But these other parks, though, they're for kids. And I understood that after being at Legoland, because like the shelf life of your kids going to Legoland is not very long. You're not taking 15, 16-year-olds to Legoland. You're just not, right? But like, you don't care about that. Then it's just when they're in this age of the under 10 or whatever, it's like, wow, not having to wait in line with a 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, whatever year old is beautiful. It's beautiful. Having them have a playground to just play around and you can just freaking sit there. It is kind of weird just sitting there like, well, we're at a playground and we spent all this money to be at Legoland, but that's a whole different conversation. But it's just, these parks are just made for kids, and where Disneyland, Disney World just aren't. And I came to that realization this past weekend. So, yeah, had to get it off my chest.
Sounds like you got to bring the family out to Knoebels. You haven't been down in Knoebels yet. America's largest free amusement park. Talk about waiting. You get in the door for free. Come on down.
Listen, I did think about Idlewild. Idlewild built for children, not adults.
There you go.
Idlewild's built different. Everybody knows that. Yeah, we went to SeaWorld one time, and they had just like a big splash pad in the middle of it, which was kind of cool.
SeaWorld, another one.
Run in and out of that shit, and like the kids have fun. And then there are some like rides and attractions and whatever. But yeah. I hear you.
SeaWorld, another one.
You could maybe go and see Soldier Boy while you're there. Like,
yeah, right.
Come on. See? I'm just telling you.
For the kids.
Yeah, they're for the kids, not adults. They're for the kids. All right. Well, let's get into some brews. Let's brew it up. Christopher, what you got?
Brew it up.
I have not had a beer, but I thought I could maybe use this opportunity to expand a little bit more on my cherry Pepsi addiction. That is,
please.
Oh my goodness,
please.
I want to get your quick thoughts on this. I think that Coke tastes better out of a can and Pepsi tastes better out of a bottle. Your thoughts?
Coke can, Pepsi.
Really?
bottle.
You mean drinking it out of that container?
Yes.
Not pouring it into something.
Correct. If I had Pepsi and Coke in can form, I would choose Coke because I think it tastes better out of the can than Pepsi does. But if I had both bottles in front of me, I would choose Pepsi out of the bottle because I think it tastes better than Coke out of a bottle.
This is like the Yingling debate, right? Where Yingling's superior out of a bottle than a can?
The answer is always yes with Yingling.
I agree with that. I think Coke, I don't know what it is about Coke in a can. Coke in a can even just like, it like pops different. It feels different than Pepsi in a can. But Coke in a can. Coke is superior to me though too, so it's not like you're not going to get many arguments with me about Coke being better. But yeah, Coke in a can is better. Yeah. Pepsi in a bottle. Yeah.
I'm on an island with this one because I can't even tell you the last time I had a pop on its own.
Dan,
literally can't tell you how long it's been.
Go
Decades.
to Shop and Save. Get yourself one bottle of Diet Wild Cherry Pepsi, and you will never turn back. Your life will be changed forever for the better. I'm having a great time over here. But continue.
So I think here's the problem for me. I can't drink uh, most pops, but let's call it Coke and Pepsi, out of without ice. I can't do it without ice. So for me, it's got to be poured into a separate vessel, and it's got to be over ice, which is why I typically lean towards the fountain, which is probably the most disgusting version of them at all, to be honest. But it seems like the most refreshing, and because that has to be poured into a different vessel, and it's usually the ice is right there. It's all in the same space. So I lean towards the fountain, but I can't say I've noticed a difference between the bottle and the can if I'm pouring it over ice. But again, that's me on an island, not even being able to really consume it without that. I just don't like the taste of it without being poured over ice, which is weird. But
You
here
do,
I
man.
am.
That's not weird, man. You're
No?
unique.
It's
not weird.
You're
It's not
unique.
weird.
That's okay.
Okay, good.
You a cube guy, you a crush guy. Which way you going?
Gotta get that fancy ice.
Yeah, that fancy ice is that's where it's at. Right there. Yeah, you can get down to Sonic's and get that real slush ice too. That's good stuff. Good stuff. Sorry, this is turning into the Pat McAfee show. Sorry. I realized that we're feeling real yinzer today, buddy.
You get one down at
That's
Knoebels.
just what they do. Yeah. Get down to Knoebels, get a large Pepsi. Make sure that's over to fancy ice, please. Oh,
All right, what
amazing.
I'm drinking. Juice Bomb IPA from Sloop Brewing. I was at Total
Ooh.
Wines and there's just like signs up to get people like me to freaking buy things because they're just like, this is our number 3 IPA of the year. This is number 1 wine of the year. Blah blah blah. Just got all these signs up talking about their top 20 of the year, and I was like, Juice Bomb sounds fun, and it is. It's really good. So shouts to Salute Brewing. I'm not exactly sure where Salute Brewing is. In New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, so shouts to Sloop Brewing, Juice Bomb IPA, very good. Hazy IPA, tropical. You know the notes, boys. You know how I get down. And just very easy, crushable, 6%. I just really enjoyed it. I really want that in the summer. So that's definitely going to be something that I bring back around when it comes to May, June and stuff like that. So yeah, Juice Bomb. Check it out.
Dude, Sloop's legit. Yeah. Nice pick there. I've been on a hitchhiker kit here lately on Brews Day. And no shame in that whatsoever. One of Pittsburgh's finest. And they entered a new category of beer this week that is usually the other breweries do that type of stuff. And they're like, you know what? We're diving into this pool and we're going to be damn good at it. And we're doing it too. And they have a new beer this week that came out called Space Food. Okay? Space Food.
I'm nervous.
Which is, yeah.
Condensed
But
milk. What do we got going on over here?
so here's what's ironic about it. It is a ice cream sandwich sour is like the theme of that series. Ice cream sandwich sour. Brewed with oats, conditioned on raspberry soft serve, raspberry puree, and vanilla wafers. But it's lactose free. No lactose in this bad boy, which is interesting because when you think of ice cream, you think right there. But it's lactose free, and I kind of respect that. I respect that. And again, if it's space food, take it easy on the dairy when you're free of gravity. Okay, not good, not good. So this is the first of their series. It's raspberry. I literally had it yesterday. Delicious, delicious. Lots of raspberry. It starts off with you get loads of raspberry, and then kind of with the depths of a beer. And it's almost it's part of the finish, but it's almost that. And if you know what I'm talking about, hopefully, I think both of you boys do. When you consume a beer with multiple layers, you get what happens on the taste buds kind of right away. You sling it back down the gullet, and then you breathe out through the nose. And there's a different flavor there. There's a different note. And that's where the kind of vanilla-y soft servedness came through. Beautiful little balance. Not a ton of the wafer. Would have liked a little bit more wafer, but raspberry's it's a potent animal. and I love it though. So it came through beautifully. Space Food, Raspberry, Hitchhiker. Amazing.
I appreciate you crediting me and Didi as having layers in this discussion
Yeah, yeah.
because we're normally like juice, good, I like it.
Think of it like when you're having a wild cherry Pepsi, and at first you get the kind of just syrupiness of the Pepsi, and then the cherry is what comes through. It kind of you breathe it out through the nose,
Always.
and the tingle, and yeah. So just paint a different picture, but we're using the same paintbrushes. That's all.
Okay, now I understand fully.
I've just never just taken a beer through my nose.
No,
It goes
you've
out
never
the
yeah.
nose,
out the nose,
in
out
the
the
mouth,
nose,
out
in the
the
nose,
nose.
out the nose. Thank
It's
you.
yeah.
I'm gonna start doing it. I've never thought about that before, but I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Breathe your
Gonna do
beer
it.
out your nose. Yeah.
Yep.
In, out the nose. I'm gonna do
That's
this.
it.
I'm gonna do this.
Good.
Well, boys, cheers.
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 All right. Well, sad day in American history. Get ready to tell your kids, your grandkids, and all these things about it. January 19th, 2025, the day TikTok left us. How do we feel? TikTok is officially gone, boys.
I'll just get out in front of this because my opinion is going to be way different than anybody else. The business type, like aside, and especially I'm looking at you, Chris. I know what TikTok does for your business and businesses like yours. This is a glorious day. There's just one less thing to look at. My gosh, I'm just so sick. Like, and I've been sour on TikTok since the day it was introduced because, like, the beautiful thing about Vine was 7 seconds. 7 seconds. That's it. That's my attention span. The amount of videos that I get sent and shown, and like, if we're over 90 seconds, brother, I am uninterested. And that's so much of what TikTok is and was. There's so much more production value in TikTok, which I'm clearly not a fan of. I just want, give me the raw, give me the unedited, maybe you had to do a couple of takes, but give me your 7 seconds of just give it to me. I don't want the snazzy dazzy. I don't want any of that, man. I'm so, there's enough apps that have the video capabilities, and I'm just, it's not a bad day in my house. And I'm on an island again. Here I am, breathing through my nose, drinking a beer, not liking Pepsi, but here I am.
Dan wants no foreplay. He's just like, just
give it.
Give it to me.
Let's go. 7
Give
seconds.
it to me. You got
That's
7
all I
good
need.
seconds? Let's go.
That's it. Goodness gracious.
Oh, my
but I feel bad for people that use it for business and things like that. And hey, sounds like maybe there's a chance it could resuscitate, but not today.
Yeah. It didn't do anything for my business, so I'm not.
Oh, good.
That,
Come on in. The water's fine.
Yeah. It's oddly, it's where I had the biggest audience, but it's where I made the least impact. It's like TikTok became, from a business perspective, TikTok became a great place if you want to sell keychains and t-shirts and like one-time purchase, low cost type of shit because people will buy it on a whim, and if they don't like it, it was $12 and who cares. It was a lot harder to like sell a service. And then the nature of TikTok, where people follow you, but like very few people, or at least like the vast majority of attention on that app goes to the For You page, not the following page. So I had like 45, 50,000 followers, but like I would barely get views on my videos because they would follow me and then never get to see any of my content. And that is kind of the case on other social media platforms, but not to like the degree that it happened on TikTok. So I didn't even like it. Like I optimize my content for Instagram and then I just repost it on TikTok. I didn't even like give it much effort over there after a while because it was so. There were a couple years early on where it was like really, really good, and then it got shitty. So it could stay away for all I care. I don't know.
Yeah, good. And I should have also noted that I'm also probably a little bit biased because I worked in social media for a very, very long time. It was part of my job. It's not anymore for now, thankfully. That's also probably why I hate it. When something's introduced and I'm like, for crying out loud,
Yeah.
I don't got another thing I got to do. Sign in somewhere else. Yeah, that's probably a big factor too.
See, I'm gonna miss TikTok. I'm already missing it. Here's why. Because the algorithm knew me. It just knew me. The Instagram algorithm does not know me. Has no idea who I am. Has no clue who I am. Like, because I'm somebody who is constantly Googling random things. I'm constantly searching for random things that I just hear or I whatever, and I'm constantly looking for it. Instagram thinks something that I looked up in August of 2024 is something that I still care about today, right? Like why Instagram still serves me Eras Tour things, I have no idea.
Hell
Like
yeah.
I looked up shit on the Eras Tour like for a solid moment in like 2023. I still get Taylor Swift content. I haven't Googled one thing about Taylor Swift in 2 years. Still sends it to me. Why? I don't know. TikTok, it knows my thoughts, man. Like, I'll just be thinking about Law and Order SVU. All of a sudden, I go on TikTok and they're like, this is something you might like. And it's a freaking somebody making fun of Law and Order SVU. They know me. But this all goes to my question to you guys because this whole thing happened because I believe it happened mainly because like we didn't create this, but like
Yeah.
a lot of all under the guise of like security. It's like people are worried about security issues, whatever, with China and stuff like that. Do you actually believe that? Are you worried about security in your information going somewhere? Are you?
If you are, you shouldn't post on any social media platform.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. For of all platforms, that would be my like least concern of security issues is like TikTok. And like are they pulling in information just from there? Are they pulling information from other sources? Is that like the part of the security threat? Is that it can somehow hack into some other information, grab some other information on your phone device, whatever it is? But yeah, that's a really gray area, I think.
I think
I
part
think
of it,
like
sorry, Dan, part of it too
yeah,
was like, weren't we, our government was getting suspicious that they were like, since it's a Chinese owned company, that they were like pushing certain like content narratives out to the
yeah.
audience on that For You page. And then so like our government was like, well, they're trying to influence the way we think about certain issues and whatnot. Like I feel like that was part of it too.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I can't wrap my mind around that level of like mind games and espionage and all this shit. I don't know.
Because I can't live my life like that. Like I'm not paranoid of all these things. Like I know bad things can happen. Like I mean, I'm living through one at the moment, but like bad things can happen to you. But I don't live my life paranoid like that. Like someone's gonna take all my information. I've been giving my information to the internet since 2004. There's nothing that they can't find out about me. Like if I were to go commit some crime, they'd find me in 2 seconds. They know everything about me in 2 seconds. Like I don't know. I'm just not that does not bother me. Like and so many people it does, I guess, or something. But and like what you mentioned about the narratives, it's like they do that on X already. They do that on Facebook and stuff. Like they push the narratives that they want or they want you to push and all that stuff there too. So I don't get I seriously think it's just because we didn't create it. That's it. And I think a lot of people in the government tried to get somebody to buy it, try to figure out a way for them to buy it so then they could have control of it. And then they were like, yeah, we're not giving you control of it. And so it's gone. And I think that's really what it comes down to. That's it. It's like they were like, this service was built in China and they're like, yeah, we don't want you to have any part of it. So I don't know how it gets resolved because of that, because that's really what I think. I don't think like, Jeff Bezos is going to buy it and then everything's going to be fine. I don't think that's going to happen.
Right.
So,
Well,
yeah.
there's a message on there now. If you open up the app and it says we're confident that like, or we're optimistic, something like that, that like President Trump is going to help
Yeah.
get the app back online. And also, what's interesting is since TikTok is disabled, CapCut, which is a wildly popular video editing app
Yeah.
that was like an offshoot of TikTok, but also owned by TikTok. Now that is no longer accessible. So like
Hmm.
all of these content creators that use that as their primary form of editing, now they can't edit their videos, which is crazy because then that impacts like people were editing videos on CapCut and then publishing them on Instagram. Like they're publishing them on every platform. So, dude, just like don't build your house on someone else's lawn, okay? And don't put all your eggs in one basket because you're not in control
Yep.
of any of this shit.
And
Yep.
don't dance. Stop with this. The dances on TikTok really was the early downfall. I was so sick of that. Initially sour based off of that. The future generation, our children look like idiots. When they all go one day, go to a wedding. I got this off my chest like 2 years ago. Like they're all gonna go like
We
look like
know,
a bunch
Dan.
of. They're gonna
Yeah.
have no idea what to do. Wait, I don't know how to. Can we coordinate this together? Can we look? No. Off my soapbox. Death to TikTok.
Dude, no one's more mad about TikTok dances than Dan. Nobody.
Never.
Oh,
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
Forever. I'll be spitting
way.
on its grave and from years to come. If it's still gone, I'll be like, pieces of shit.
But yeah. but Chris, you're right. Yeah, like we don't own anything. I think about this with music all the time, man. Like all the time. Because I was talking to a friend of ours who, went to San Diego because of the fires. We were talking about stuff like they're like, "Did you take anything?" I was like, "No, nothing's happening to us. Like we left because of air quality. That's it." And I was like, "And also, what the hell do I have to take? Like birth certificates? Like I don't have because I don't have a record. It's not like we have a record collection anymore. It's not like I have a CD collection anymore. It's not like you have all these things to take. Like I was like, let me grab my Yeezys and these birth certificates. That's what I'm gonna grab.
Yeah.
That's what I got. Social security cards and Yeezys. That's what I got to take. Because I worry about that just because there's all this music that we like think we have. And then if they just want to take it away, Apple Music just goes. We have no music from the past 10 years. And that worries me a lot. Because like they don't even like sell CDs anymore. Only the biggest artists do because they have the money to just be like, yeah, I'm gonna press vinyls. Like, like I could get like 8 different versions of Taylor Swift or Beyonce's latest album, but like I can't get, somebody else's. I can't do that. So
Yeah.
I know that stuff worries me. But yeah, don't, make your own website, do things you can actually control. Don't build your life on social media because they can leave you.
Yeah. It's funny you say that. I had to clear up some disk space on my MacBook, and I had a bunch of music from like OG iTunes, like actual music that I owned on there. And I'm like, I don't need this anymore. Why am I holding onto these music files
Not letting it go.
for years? And I did. I had to get
Stays
rid of
right
it.
with me.
I just
So
lost all
accessible,
control.
Didi.
Not
Look at
letting
He
it go.
just pulled out his iPod like
On my hip all the time. It's right here. It's right here in this drawer at the top. Right here.
How do you even update that? Do
Don't
you?
worry.
You can't.
Don't worry about it.
They don't make
here.
those. Yeah.
It's here. I know it still turns on because anytime I need a chance, I keep that 8-prong or 10-prong thing.
Yeah.
I keep it. I'll plug it every once in a while and be like, all right, we're still good. We're still good.
Wow. You're just doing a little health check on it.
Yep. Just do a
Still
little
there.
check.
I'm
No,
actually
we're still
that
there.
that makes me feel really good. There were a lot of vacations where I just kind of like would go through Didi's iPod and be like, it would just go on a journey in that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Anywhere you want to go, Didi's iPod can take you there.
Yep. You want to listen to some early Bieber? If they get rid of Apple Music, call up your boy. I got you.
Got it.
All right. All right. Well, let's get into the seance kit. Daniel, I will let you take it away.
Yeah, this is a fun one. We've been trying to get to this topic for a little while because it came out around I think in the fall around Halloween. But Sam Adams came out with a limited edition seance kit, at home seance kit, to summon the spirit of one Samuel Adams. That's right. And for only $18.03, which I believe, is that not the year that they were perhaps established? I think that has something to do with the year why it's 1803. But the at-home seance kit for Sam Adams came with a portrait of Sam Adams himself, a vial of Boston dirt from the state that he called home, a vial of Sam Adams hops, two Sam Adams seance pint glasses that revealed a spooky illusion when cold beer was served in them, and then a Sam Adams Oktoberfest candle that will help set the mood for your seance. And it just got us to thinking, if there was a seance to bring and summon our spirits, maybe what are some things that people would need to summon your long lost, gone spirit from years ago?
Yeah, so is this like bring you back to life? Is that what a seance is? Or just like you get your ghost to show up?
Yeah, it gets like your spirit to show up.
Like
Everyone
connect
knows
with
you're
your
in the room
spirit.
to
Yeah.
connect with you.
Yeah. To not
Okay.
actually bring you back to life, but like, yeah, to connect
Yeah.
with your spirit.
I want to make sure I understood it correctly. I know exactly how this would happen, and whenever I die, just do it, and this will work.
Okay.
My mind went to, if you are familiar with the movie Encanto, where Bruno, he like has these visions, right? But he does like this big like sand circle, or he does like a circle around it so that he can do the vision. So mine starts with, you do a circle of red hot. Okay, that's how you start it. You do a big circle with red hot, and then what you do is you get a can of Tony C's seasoning, and you gotta
Oh, yeah.
sprinkle it
Oh, yeah,
inside the
that's-
circle.
I'm
Okay,
starting to smell Chris. I'm starting to feel it.
right? All right, we're getting there, but we're not quite there yet. We're not quite there yet, because what you need to do, everybody got to sit down, cross your legs, crisscross, and somebody, maybe you have an iPod like Dee Dee's, you pull that bad boy up, and you press play on My Friends Over You by Newfound Glory, and then all of a sudden I show up. That's how it happens.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It says, "Why do you swear you will be true
Oh,
to still pick my friends over you?" Chris appears. And then we can hang out until the song's over, and then I go away. But that's how it happens. I didn't really have to put too much thought into it, because
Very detailed, but not much thought put into that whatsoever. That's well done.
that's
That's
it.
beautiful. That's beautiful. For mine, I was like, I need everyone to be, in their circle. They're focused. They're trying to bring me back. Trying to feel my spirit for a little bit. Someone makes an old fashioned for the whole group. The smells are going. You smell the oranges. You smell the bitter. Someone's making it right in front of everybody. Everyone gets the old fashioned. We're all feeling it. And then one person at the table, we all look at that one person at the table and they just scream, "I hate field goals." Then the person to the right of them hits play on Cisco's Unleash the Dragon.
Wow.
And then I feel like the
yeah.
whole room will start shaking. You'll understand that I am in the room and you will feel me. But yeah, there you go.
I like that.
These are incredible. You guys did phenomenal with it. You
Dee Dee,
understood the assignment.
does your spirit come back with silver hair?
It might. Listen, heaven me, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Heaven me is just gonna be
Heaven
doing
me.
shit. Dude, heaven me is just gonna be doing shit. That's a topic for another day. What's your heaven me like? Like heaven me? Woo. Man, afterlife me with no consequences me? Woo. Woo. I might be rocking with some silver hair, at least for a little bit. You never know. Just depends on when you guys decide to bring me back.
Right. Right.
So 20 years after, maybe I don't have it, but 10 years after, I'm trying out this silver hair. I ain't got to worry about a job in heaven. You know what I mean? Hey, ain't nobody updating my heaven LinkedIn. Ain't doing that. So, yeah.
Oh man. You think is TikTok in heaven now that it's dead?
It's trying to see if we can
Say
get
it.
in. I think
Yeah.
it's still it's still waiting at the club door.
At the pearly gates?
Yeah, it's still waiting
like-
at the door.
We heard you may end up going back. So
Yeah.
we're gonna wait. You're gonna have to take a number.
Yeah.
Go wait at Legoland with the parents.
I feel like TikTok has a lot to explain at the gates. See
Yeah.
if it's gonna, head the elevator down or head the elevator up.
A lot
I
of
think it's just got some,
Yeah.
got some things to explain first.
Exactly. Wow, those are great. Your kits are phenomenal. For me, if you need to summon my spirit after I'm long gone, I like the idea of a candle to set the mood. They had that in the Sam Adams one. but not just any candle. It's a hot dog smelling candle. It smells like hot dogs, right? Right? Maybe Joey Chestnut comes out with a line of hot dog candles, but it just gets everybody to go, what is that? Is that a hot dog? Hell yeah, it is. And that's step one. All right. The hot dog candle. Okay. Setting the mood right. Setting the mood right. And then everybody that's in the circle around the hot dog candle, they need a beer. And I struggled with this one a bit as to like specifically what beer, right? It could be a marshmallow sour, right? That's very me. It could be any of these fun things that we've had on Brews Day over the years. But I need a tie back to Pittsburgh. So I think even though it's a man's beer, it's a drinkable beer. It's a people's beer. Oh, Iron City, maybe Icy Light, right? Everybody just cracks one. Definitely can. Definitely can. And everybody's got to just pop that bad boy all at the same time, right? You pop your cans of Iron City. You got your hot dog candle. Everybody takes a sip at the same time, and then you just get yourself a little keyboard, a little mini guy, right? Maybe one of those ones you had when you were a kid with a little keys on it. You don't need much because you only need one note. You only need one note that's gonna summon the spirit. The very first note, one of the most iconic notes in the history of music. When you hear it and you hear the one note, you know exactly what that song is. Welcome to the Black Parade. My Chemical Romance. Ding! Right there. That's all you need is that one note. Iconic. And ironically, that song kind of ties into the whole theme of it anyways. The Black Parade. And then
I like it.
You've connected with my spirit. And you're like, when can we blow out this candle? It kind of smells in here, but we have to. We have them. We have them. Enjoy it. Yeah.
Hot dogs in Iron City. I thought you were going to toss Donnie Iris into that, and then we were just going to be. And where's it taking place? Well, you're going to do it at the Heinz History Center, and it's going to be,
Yeah. You need a little extra juice. I was like, maybe we throw in a little WWE Pez dispenser. This is the rock right here. Maybe you throw this little guy. Maybe he, surrounds the candle right here. You go a little. Can you smell what the rock is cooking? Yeah, it's your hot dog candle. We're trying to summon our guy back. So
It smell like hot dog water.
let's go.
Hot dog water seance. Jesus. Well, I mean, no better time to get in a brunch court. Let's do it. Let's get into it. We got a few here. Dan, go for it, man.
Let's fire this up in honor of TikTok. Right? There's a video, thankfully, that Didi, courtesy of you, were able to extract this video that we were able to make it still play. And this went very, very viral. Right? This is wine pie. I believe, right?
Yes, wine pie.
And this one is using an entire bottle of wine and chocolate. Okay, so red wine, an entire bottle of red wine, and chocolate to make wine pie. Now, I didn't see a bunch of these wine pies. Apparently, some of them were pretty disgusting. This one, guys, this just sounds amazing. Like I want this. If anything, if TikTok's giving me anything to miss it for, this sounds delightful. Red wine and chocolate go together. Mm-hmm. Little boozy pie action, little wine pie at the kitchen. R.I.P.
Yeah. TikTok, many recipes from TikTok. R.I.P. But wine pie, I'm in on this, guys.
Yeah.
I was sent this several times from people because they know I love wine and I love pie. And I was like, yeah, I'm all in on this. And I was like, I'm willing to try this. But then I thought, no, it won't work for me. So someone else who knows how to cook should make this because it looks fire. So I'll allow it. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'm not a big wine fan, but it looked good. It
Yeah.
looked good. And it kind of makes me, when Dan was talking about the raspberry beer earlier, I was thinking to myself, raspberry is kind of like an underrated flavor for desserts and for like ice creams and stuff like that.
True.
And I know that wine isn't necessarily raspberry flavor, but it kind of makes like watching that kind of made me think like kind of in like the same flavor
Tart
discussions.
tart fruit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
especially a red. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. I feel like it looks can be deceiving. We have to acknowledge that, but like that
Sure.
looked like it would be appetizing.
Yeah. And red wine again and chocolate pair so well together. Dee Dee, did you see any of these? I heard there were a lot of wine pies that
There's a lot. There was
not
a
good,
lot.
that did not look as good as this one.
Yeah. Apparently, this was a trend in like early last year or something. So like, because that's
Jeez.
where a lot of the videos came from. Saw a lot from like early like first quarter last year, and yeah, there were a lot. Some were like people trying to make them and they were failing because they were trying to make it look good. Where like but then there were a lot of people who were actually chefs doing it. Like I'm pretty sure this woman is like whatever. She's either just a really good home or just, maybe she's a chef, whatever. And they were like making them look incredible. And like read about
Surprised it
somebody
took so
put them on a
long.
menu, and yeah, I don't know. I think that that's the thing about TikTok that we're gonna miss is that you have these weird things that maybe some one person does at some place in Oklahoma or some place wherever, and then they just put it on TikTok. Then all of a sudden, everyone's like, "I can do this too," you know.
Like strawberry pretzel salad. How did that not go viral?
Well, listen, obviously someone didn't make it. The right person didn't make it. Bobby Flay didn't retweet it, and then it didn't happen. That's that's what happened there.
Telling you. All right, so we're on favor. This
Yeah,
again,
I'm
where
good.
it's our nod to TikTok that you gave us wine pie. You gave us I don't know where the hell the recipe's going to be.
Not to TikTok. You gave us one thing.
You gave us one thing. Everything else was trash. All right. So that's good. We started off kind of easy here. This next one. This is interesting. They're good friends at Velveeta, of course, are introducing football shapes and cheese macaroni, now being sold at Target and Walmart and Amazon. The thing about this that I want to bring up is people either are Team Velveeta shells and cheese or Team Blue Box Craft. And I think most people acknowledge that the Kraft shapes are far superior than the traditional elbow macaroni. And that has always kind of given them a step up, the shapes. After all these years, Velveeta getting into the shapes game, going shapes, and they're going football shapes. Gentlemen, your thoughts?
What has Velveeta been doing all this time? Like,
Like it wasn't a secret that everybody loved the shapes.
I know. Like how many brunch courts have we done where like cereal brands are getting desperate for something new? But then Velveeta over here is just delivering the same quality product for decades. Like there's something to be said for that. I'm surprised they haven't tried this yet. I don't know how to rule on this. I feel like I actually want to try it because it's interesting, man. You're right, Dan. The craft shapes, for whatever reason, taste so much better than just the regular elbows. And it's a distinctly different taste than Velveeta shells and cheese, which is also phenomenal. Like I love both of those things. If Kraft did shells and cheese, I wouldn't like it as much as Velveeta. So my brain goes to like, well, I probably won't like Velveeta shapes as much as Kraft shapes, but I feel like there's no way for me to rule on this without actually trying it myself. So I feel like I want to ask the judge for a continuance here.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
What I'm with you. What's Velveeta been doing? Like I'm like this is so it's football shapes. Like what? I'm like what? New. I wouldn't admit to this being new. I would just put it out. Like I would just put it out and we just all of a sudden it's just on the shelves and people were like, "Oh, Velveeta, shapes and cheese. They got football shapes. That's cool." Yeah, I
Do you think they were just in the lab really like look at the detail of first of all, these things look huge on this box, which makes me kind of like not seem like they're super appetizing. Hopefully they're like the size of the shells, but like The shapes are, if you're not seeing this on video, first of all, check it out everywhere but TikTok. It's a football helmet, a football, and then a field goal post with a football going through it.
Yeah, you really went
Like,
too
we're
far
not
on
putting this out until we nail that football going through the uprights perfectly.
Took them 12 years to get that right, Dan.
that. Dude. I
Like,
can
we got to
only
get the
imagine.
laces on the football correct, or else we're
So-
not putting this out.
That's interesting you point this out, Dan, because with Velveeta, like the shells and cheese, that cheese is thick. You got to really stir that song, to use your words. You got to stir that son bitch around a little bit, okay, to get it all mixed the right way. Or are
Correct.
we going to run into a situation where that field goal post gets shredded to bits with you trying to get everything with the cheese sauce on it? Like, this is worth a trial. This is worth a trial.
Great
Yeah.
point. Great point.
They put an ear hole on the helmet. Like, you just
Yeah, they
like,
went all in. They went all
like,
in.
What are we?
And if you look real close, you see they got a two-way radio in there too.
Is that a green dot on the back of that helmet that I see? That's a real green cheese dot right there.
God,
That's a quarterback helmet.
they didn't. I don't know if you know your audience, Velveeta, but like, you didn't need to do all this. Like, you didn't need to do all that. Like, there's so much here.
Oh my goodness.
God.
Well, a continuance is approved,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
until one of us gets our hands on this and have a live brunch court taste test, Chris, seems like you're the leader in the clubhouse for that.
I want to
again,
do this. Yeah, I want to make
Target,
this. Kids will
Amazon.
like it.
Yeah, right.
Oh, it's on
on it.
Amazon?
That's what it says. Yes,
I'm
it's
looking
on
up right
Amazon.
now. I'm
Yeah.
looking
Get
up
it.
right now.
Yep. So there we go. So a continuance on the Velveeta shapes and cheese.
Coming
What have
soon.
you been waiting on
Yeah.
for so long? Okay. Well, we've got one final item up for bid on Brunch Court. Saving this one for last.
All right, I'm on Amazon over here looking up.
Yeah, Chris is throwing that in his cart already. You better get on it fast because once this video gets out, it's gonna be a hot tamale. Dee Dee, you spotted this one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh boy, there's a lot to talk about.
Is this the soup
This,
one?
this is the soup one.
All right.
This is the soup one. So as Chris is pulling this up, what we're about to witness is Progresso Soup. Who we can have a whole debate on just that. Progresso are introducing Progresso soup drops that resemble a cough drop. So think of a cough drop, but it's freaking soup, and it's real. And they say it's soup you can suck on. It tastes like that's a quote. That's a direct quote from this article. It tastes like broth, savory veggies, soft egg noodles, and a hint of parsley. And so it's like when you're not feeling good, it's the peak of cold and flu season. You know, you need a cough drop, but you're like, I also want some soup. All in one. Progresso soup drops. A lot to unpack here.
This is the country that I'm proud of. This is the America that I love. Is this right here? This is innovation. This is combining things that, like, you need soup when you're sick, you need cough drops when you're sick. Give them both to me. Give them both. Like, I can't wait to get these things. And I don't know, I put cough drops when I'm sick. I put cough drops in my tea. So like I put the cough drops at the bottom. Dude. I put a little couple of those at the bottom of my tea.
Oh,
Let that Progresso soup smell rise. Dude, I'm so in on this. It's insane how in on this I am. Like, come on.
wow.
You're combining you're just, man, take that on the go with you. You know what I mean? Like, a little sick, put it in the tumbler. Man, this is it. Progresso, you're doing the Lord's work. You're not like Velveeta, where you're 8 years behind. Like,
Right.
you're 100 years behind.
This
You're
is
doing
innovation.
something innovative. And
Yeah.
I like this. Shouts to you, Progresso. Shouts to you.
Do you think it would work, but like with hot water? Do you think that
Yes.
would like kind of be like, it would, obviously wouldn't be soup because it'd be just more of
No.
liquid, but it could be like the soup version of Just drinking broth, I guess.
Gives you that soup feeling.
That soup feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Soup for the soul.
That soup feel.
I'm gonna zoom in
Chris,
on these. They look disgusting.
Chris, your household often ill. So are you stocking up on soup drops?
Why would you say that, Dan?
Because it's true.
Why would you say that? What would make you think,
Why did you not join us last week?
Dan? I don't know why you would
The
say
house
it.
was ill, and maybe it's soup drop season for you.
It's like
Desperate times for desperate measures, right? You're sick of going to the doctor. Here, child, suck on a soup drop.
no. This is stupid. And I think like if you're gonna make something weird like this, at least make it visually appetizing. These look like little puke balls. Like they look disgusting.
It's true. It's true.
Zoom in on them, but this USA Today has 75% of the screen taken up with banner ads. Who clicks on nobody clicks on fucking banner ads anymore. Just stop. Why? I don't understand.
$5 for 1 year. That's a hell of a
Of
deal. I'll
what?
say
Nobody
that.
knows because it's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they just don't look appetizing.
They do. They are like, if you're not looking, they are like puke in color. Like, just think of it does. It's like broth.
Soup color. They look like soup. It's Progresso soup drops.
Yeah.
It looks like the color of soup.
Soup rhymes with poop, and it looks like poop.
It's just science, DD.
It's just like, so Chris, you're out. You're out on these.
Yeah, I'm out.
I don't know. I think I'm out too. Like, I can't get over the idea of like a cough drop being savory.
Fine. I can't.
You know what I mean? Like, I can't fathom that. And it's not, soup's hot. This is not hot. This is like drinking cold soup.
Like, when have you had a hard candy and you're like, man, I wish they had a chicken flavor?
You're like, I love me some butterscotch, but boy, if we had some freaking egg noodle broth and some parsley,
Yeah, and like
dial me up.
maybe I could get a mixed bag and there could be like a carrot one in there.
Get
Like,
out.
Yeah.
what are we
All right.
doing?
You guys are.
So,
Get outta here.
Dee, get your hand on. I imagine these are gonna go.
Oh,
It
I
just
am.
sounds gross.
I am getting my hands on these for sure. So just be ready for that.
Couple of live taste tests coming up. Then Chris is gonna
Oh,
do the cheese, the
Yeah.
shapes and cheese, and Dee
And
with
place
soup cough drops.
place the order. It'll be here between January 27th and February 2nd.
Okay. Couple weeks.
Only $3.60 on Amazon right now. So
It's a great deal. Okay, beautiful.
Love it.
Well, that was Brunch Court.
Beautiful.
first
Let's
ever
get
live
into-
purchase on Brunch Court, by the way.
It's true.
This is true. All right, well, boys, let's get into music before we get out of here. I will get us started here. Jack Harlow, Tranquility. He's rearing up to have a get album coming or something. He's put out a couple of the songs. Tranquility is just awesome. If you just love, he's basically just rapping. There's really no hook to this. It's just him going, and I like Jack Harlow's voice a lot. So if you like Jack Harlow, you're really gonna like this song. So Tranquility, Jack Harlow, check it out.
I'll go next. Big time Mac Miller house here, and obviously his final posthumous album came out this week. Did you put the single on last week, which I think is actually the best song on the album, but we'll throw on Funny Papers. Really good. I love the work of piano throughout this song and really even throughout the album. In fact, I think it's the last song or second to last song, Rick's piano is also amazing, and frankly, a lot of piano in that as well. But yeah, just a weird, it's one of those things where it's weird to hear. We talked about that a little bit last week, knowing that this is the kind of the final work that we've never heard before from Mac. But check out the whole album. Really good.
As Dan mentioned, we had like the plague last week. Didn't listen to a lot of music. So my suggestions this week are going to be based on things that I'm looking forward to listen to. Should I listen to a brand new released Hawthorne Heights EP?
Yes.
Okay.
Why
we'll
not?
do that. I'll
Give
do
it a
that
go.
this week.
Give it a
Yeah.
go.
Sandpaper and Silk, they put it out last week. 6 songs, 27 minutes. Classic pop punk. So, classic emo. Actually, it's a little bit long. 6, 12, 18, 24. That's like 4.5 minute long songs. Anyway, we'll see how that goes.
All right, Dan, you're gonna hate this song,
Awesome.
but
Awesome.
Haley May Campbell. So you know where this is going, Dan.
Yeah. Jeez, we got a middle name.
Casual drinking. You want to talk about catchy country songs that are probably going to be very annoying if this becomes. I think it's gonna. I truly believe this is going to be a big hit. Because I don't know how annoyed you were with the song Austin last year. Well, this is going to be right in that realm of the world. So for casual drinking, Haley May Campbell. I love this song. I'll probably be annoyed with it by March if it becomes something, but it's got something. This is it. But casual drinking, Haley May Campbell.
Like, we just have to at least work on song titles for these country artists. Like, I know the theme is going to still be there, but like, let's get a little bit more creative, for crying out loud. Okay, gotta try to get over that, get through it, Dan. Okay, go. You remember Okay Go?
Oh yeah.
Here we go again. The viral video that didn't come out on TikTok with the treadmill, the one-shot music video on treadmill. I mean, that was 20 years ago, something, maybe?
That thing was
Long
awesome
time ago
when it came out. That was
It
so
was
cool.
amazing. It was amazing and real. And you didn't have to question if it was real or not.
And I would love to know how many people got fucked up trying to do that on the
Right. Great question. We need to look into that. Do you know they're still making music? Because I didn't. But they released a song called A Stone Only Rolls Downhill. And if you were to just
deep. That sounds deep.
That does sound deep, but if you were to play it for me, I'd be like, oh, this is Vampire Weekend. Big Vampire Weekend feels on it. And like, that's okay, I guess, for Okay Go. So yeah, how about those boys making an appearance on the playlist? Welcome back.
All right. I like it. I keep putting this band on the playlist, and I keep talking about how I don't think I even like them, but then I keep putting them back on the playlist because I can't figure it out. Because they're popular, and they got popular on TikTok. So let's talk about them. The band 408. I don't get it. I never got it. I still don't get it. Their social media content is cringy. I don't know that I even like the songs, but they put out another EP, and I'm like, I'm still so confused about this band that I'm probably going to listen to it. So the EP is called 20 something, and we'll see how it goes. Only 4 songs and 11 minutes, so I won't waste too much of my time if it sucks.
Low risk.
Yeah.
Well, my last one, guys. You guys know I have an affinity for Kids Bop. Love Kids Bop because they keep it clean. They keep it clean. Some of these pop songs you hear on the radio, listen, everybody loves Chapel Roan. I love Chapel Roan. Everyone does. But those words in those Chapel Roan songs might be all happy and everything. The hooks might be good, but I don't know if I want my daughter to be repeating that shit at 6 years old. So shouts to Kids Bop because, and also Sabrina Carpenter. Love Sabrina Carpenter. That's the homie. Love her. Just love Sabrina Carpenter. But listen, please, 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 not exactly the song you want to hear with the kids. But Kids Bop got it covered. Kids Bop 50 just dropped. Espresso's on there. $1 Million Baby's on there. Good Luck
gosh.
Babe's on there. Hot to Go. The Hot to Go Kids Bop version rivals Party Like a Rock Star from back in the day. Like, I'm telling you, we're talking about Kids Bop Hall of Fame.
Get out of here.
Like, I'm just letting you know. The Hot to Go version on Kids Bop might be better than Chapel's, but I'm just throwing it out there. But anyways, shouts to Kids Bop. I'm going to put something from Kids Bop 50, maybe even 2 songs from Kids Bop 50 on the Sounds of Brunch this week. So get your popcorn ready.
Dude, you know what's also good is any of the Sing soundtracks.
Oh, yeah. They're great.
Like, those are really good. Like, kids want to listen to them because they know it from the movie, and it's also good music.
I tell every parent this, and I said this on the Brunch Breakdown. I'm like, listen, I don't like listening to soundtracks of movies. I just don't. I don't like listening to soundtracks of musicals. But you let your kids listen to Sing, and then they like other popular music. Then you can figure out what sounds they like, and then you can start playing songs that you like because that's based off they like, and then all of a sudden they have this musical palette that is better than every other kid that you know. So what you got to do.
Hot to Go. That sounds like a Souf cough drops. Just on the go. Just Souf cough drops.
Dude,
Hot to go.
Oh man.
There you go. Okay. Last one from me. Chris, you familiar with Arm's Length? Pop punk band out of Canada.
That sounds very familiar. I don't know.
International band out of Canada. They opened for Silverstein on their 25th anniversary tour show that I just got to see over the weekend. And I frankly think they were the best band.
Nice.
Honestly, super good, super good. I'll put their song "Tough Love" on the playlist this week. But yeah, it was quite the discovery. Big fans of these guys, and I think got a nice future ahead of them in the pop punk genre. And Chris, I think you'll enjoy it.
Nice. Is that you said they're from Canada?
Yes.
That's got to be a hockey reference then. Arm's length when you're fighting, keep them at arm's length.
Ooh, yeah. Good call.
These Canadian pop
Good
punk
call.
bands.
Tell you what,
they're also. I think all these guys they're in a pop punk band, and then at night they're playing beer league hockey at like 11:30. I think that's what's happening. I love it, guys. Last one for me. Did you know Beat Doobie wrote a song about me?
Oh,
2 days ago, put out a song called "Real Man." So,
oh, yeah, not stomach flu. Thought it was gonna be called "Afraid of Bees" or something like that. I didn't know what it was gonna be.
No, none of those. Why would she write those? No.
I just didn't expect "Real Man" to be the title. I was like, oh, okay.
Logically.
I thought it was gonna be like Jeep Wrangler, something like that.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know what it was gonna be.
No. She wrote the purest form of music about Chris Gates called "Real Man."
Wow.
Got it. No quarterback. That would have worked too. Yeah, like I don't know, something. Oh man, well that's the sound of Brunch. Definitely tell Siri, tell Alexa to play the sounds of Brunch. We got new songs on there, got old songs on there. Got to keep LeAngelo Ball. Just keep it at the top of the playlist because just keep it at the top. Just Tweaker by LeAngelo Ball. Just taking over.
Yeah.
All right. Well, boys, any final thoughts on the Brunch breakdown?
Oh boy, we covered a lot of ground today, guys. We covered a lot of ground.
We did.
I don't even know. I'm kind of stuck on this sucking soup thing, and I can't get past it.
I'm excited for Biba Doobie's future EP, My Earth Tone Football Lover. Like, super excited for that for you, Chris.
Bro, that sounds amazing.
And that's the Brunch breakdown. We're out.